In today's video, we're going to be looking at the Bitcoin technical analysis, and we are also going to talk about Tron, because I really believe that you guys can absolutely crush this market and end up making a whole lot of money. So before we jump into today's video, I just want to give you a little bit of a reminder. And a week ago, on January 17th, 2019, I obviously talked about Bitcoin actually reaching 3,400, and if you guys had actually sold at the very top, you would have obviously done pretty well, especially if you were trading with leverage. I actually made more than 100% profit trading a lot of other altcoins, like for example Ethereum yesterday dropped about 8%, so I ended up making about 80%. That's because I was using 10x leverage. Plus I was also trading a few other cryptocurrencies like Ripple as well, plus a little bit of BTC. So I absolutely crushed yesterday's market, and that's absolutely fantastic as well. But of course, there's obviously going to be a few doubting Thomases. If you look at the comments that I received here, I really received a lot of criticism from you guys, and you know, I hope you guys learned your lesson, and I hope that you really understand how the market works, and you guys don't really have to trade cryptocurrencies with hope. You have to look at everything that is being printed out on the Bitcoin charts, and you guys are going to do absolutely well. Like, everything that you need to know is written, or rather everything is being shown on the charts. You don't really need to like follow any news. You don't really need to like know any other stuff. The only thing that you need to know is look at the charts, interpret them, and you're going to find the clues, and you're going to be able to like be aware of the next moves. Of course, you have to have like different trading scenarios. Like personally, I use more than 4 trading scenarios. You know, like I've got plan A's, I've got plan B's, I've got plan C's. Okay, so that's just how you're supposed to do it. Otherwise, if you are using hope, you are going to end up doing very, very badly. And a lot of you guys were really condemning me and saying, oh, the price of Bitcoin is not really going to drop any further. We are going to go to the moon. Look at this. And the other thing that I really want to like talk to you guys about is, like, when I say the price of Bitcoin is going to go to about 3,400, right? I don't necessarily mean that the price of Bitcoin is absolutely just going to crash and just go to 3,000 like right there and then. You guys have been in this game for a very long time. You obviously expect a little bit of sideways action, you expect a little bit of pullback, you expect a little bit of you know, reversal here or there, then it finally goes down. That's how it usually works. And I've been talking about Elliot waves. You guys definitely have to stop procrastinating, and you have to like learn how to use Elliot waves, and you have to be able to like do these things and see these things, because by the end of the day, this is not financial advice. You know, you guys have to do your own research and all that stuff, because by the end of the day, it's your money. How am I going to be playing this cryptocurrency volatile market? How am I going to be playing the you know, the Bitcoin trading game this time around? You guys have obviously seen me talk about these 5 Elliot waves, right? And the most interesting thing that I really want you guys to like focus on today is absolutely these patterns right over here. If you guys check out this recent dump, right, you guys are going to discover that it is very similar to the one that we are having. So basically, ladies and gentlemen, what we are experiencing right now is we are experiencing an ABC sort of you know, correction. You guys can obviously clearly see that this was a 1 2 3 4 5 type of Elliot wave trend direction right over here. This was the 1 2 3. Then we had the ABC type of correction right around here, where we had the WXY. Let's say, for example, boom, WXY. So as you can see, this was the end of this correction. Now that we know that this area was a 1 2 3 4 5 wave structure, and this area right over here is also a 1 2 3 4 5 wave structure, right? Then we should be able to expect another ABC correction, or a WXY type of correction. So what we are supposed to do right now is we are supposed to play it smart. We are supposed to buy around these low areas, however low it's going to go, then we are going to make very fast trades. Like, we are going to time the market absolutely very, very carefully, because we do not want to lose any money. Like, for example, right around this area, do you guys see the WXY? Do you guys see this bottom right over here, right? If you were able to like catch this particular wick right over here, you could have sold and made some easy money right over there. And just like I told you, this was a corrective wave pattern, right? You were able to like ping pong and play it right over there. Like, for example, buy low, sell high, buy low, sell high. But you guys have to understand the fact that this is going to be very, very quick trades. This is going to be happening like in a matter of hours. Like, right now we are looking at the 4-hourly chart, and this was some of the trades that you could have been doing like in a matter of about, I don't know, like maximum 8 hours. So just depending on how the market was going to be behaving, or rather how the market is going to be behaving, we are going to be expecting this type of consolidation right over here. So what I'm expecting, I'm really looking forward to like observing what the price of Bitcoin is going to do in the coming hours, because I really expect the price of Bitcoin right now to establish a little bit of stable structure. Like right over here, it was a little bit stable, then bam, we actually went down. So if you guys can look at this, right, we had 3 weeks which almost touched this price point right over here. We had about 3 weeks, then bam, this was a very, very harsh week, which really ended up really raking a lot of people, especially those people who were like longing right around this area. So if we try to look at this, let's briefly measure how long this wick was, so that we can have a basic anticipation of what might happen. So if you check out this, right, this was about a 2.17% drop from this stable area where the price of Bitcoin was like bouncing off of that. This price area was acting like some sort of support. A lot of people were thinking that this price was like the new support. Then this happened, this over here happened, like this massive drop down really crushed a lot of people. So what I'm expecting as well is obviously for the price of Bitcoin to do the same. Right now, as you guys can see, we are establishing a little bit of support. Right now we are pretty much just sitting here, and we haven't gone past this price point right over here. So I'm expecting one quick wick to the downside. So I'm expecting something between 1% to about 2% in the price decline. So we might end up dropping all the way down to about 3,320 area, like right around this, let me just put it that way, right around the 3,349. That's on Bitfinex, because right now we are actually on Bitfinex, right? So if you guys are going to be using Bitmex, then the price is obviously going to be a little bit cheaper. Expect something which is going to be like 3,310 or something. So that's what I'm expecting. I'm expecting one final drop down to the downside, so that a lot of people who were actually longing around this area can be gotten rid of, because by the end of the day, a lot of these companies have to make money. So I'm actually going to be able to sort of buy in right around that area. Like once that final week comes in, I've got my buy orders set, I've got everything ready. So I'm really anticipating for that thing to happen, like right around that price point. When that happens, I'm obviously going to be trading it. I'm going to be selling like right around the W area, because I know this is where the top is going to be. This is where the immediate next top is going to be, like anything which is going to be like it's going to be clearly seen, guys. By the end of the day, I'm not really going to be giving you exactly the rough area that we're going to be experiencing, but who knows, maybe we are going to like top off like right around here, because they say previous support becomes the next resistance. Maybe we are going to like top off like right around here, 3,500 and something for the W wave. So that's where I'm going to be selling. But of course, that's not really going to be the exact price. It might end up really going up, but we are going to be able to like clearly see that that was the top, like right around this area, right? You've got this resistance right over here, that resistance right over there, and that resistance, and you can clearly see that the price is having a lot of difficulties, you know, penetrating that area. So from that point, I'm definitely going to be selling in order for me to like catch the profit for the W wave structure. And remember, I'm going to be buying like during the next week down. When the price really drops down, I'm really going to be buying in. I'm going to be selling that you know, top right over there. So that's going to be my profit. And the next profit that I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be shorting this area around the W, and I'm obviously going to be selling it till the X area. Okay, then I'm going to be longing like right around this area. I'm going to be longing it when it comes down from that particular price point, right? And then I'm going to be longing it right to the Y level. Like guys, we are basically having the same wave structure forming right over here. Have you guys seen this area, right? This is just basically what's going to happen. Obviously not in this particular order. It's going to be a slightly different, but the main idea is basically going to be the same. So if you guys are really wanting to trade this type of wave structures, you can obviously, you know, buy in, sell, short it, buy in, and then sell it over right over there. Okay, so right now we don't really know exactly what the price of Bitcoin is going to do like right around when it finishes making this wave structure. So what we are supposed to do right now, the only logical thing that we are supposed to do right now is play these short trades. This is our only money making opportunity right around this area when it comes to BTC, of course. And during this whole time, when the price of Bitcoin is going to be, you know, stable and not as volatile as a lot of people are expecting it to be, there's going to be a lot of action when it comes to a lot of alternative cryptocurrencies. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm really looking forward to making a lot of money on Tron. And by the way, I'm going to explain the Tron trading scenario that I have for you guys a little bit later. But right now, let's go back to BTC, because if you've got a basic understanding of what the price of BTC is going to do, right, then you are definitely going to do very well, because you've got a mental picture of whatever is going to be happening. You've got the blueprint, and once you've got the blueprint, it's going to be able to like make these trades. So guys, I really want you to like study this you know, price action right over here, because we are basically doing the same. We've got the 1 2 3 4 5, right? Then we've also got the WXY type of wave formation, this corrective wave pattern right over here, right? So right now there's actually no need to be scared. Right now the price of Bitcoin is not really going to go it's not really going to go to 2000 you know, something like in a matter of hours. No, it doesn't work like that. There's going to be price fluctuations, there's going to be consolidations, there's going to be pumps, there's also going to be slight dumps as well. Now that you guys have got this basic idea of what's really going to happen, like what are you going to do, what is going to be your next move? So these are the things that you are supposed to be looking at. And once Bitcoin finishes this Y structure, like right over here, once it finishes this pattern right over here, then we are definitely going to observe what Bitcoin is going to do, because right now we don't really know exactly what Bitcoin is going to do. And I really give this about a week, 1 week from now, as in 7 days from now, right? Then we're going to be able to like have a clear picture of what Bitcoin is going to do. Let's say suppose Bitcoin decides you know, to continue going up. Let's say it decides to do the 1 2 3 4 5 type of wave structures, you know, to the upside, right? Then we are going to know that we are most definitely going to be able to like make a lot of money in the third wave. Like this wave right around here is going to be one of the most profitable trades that we're going to be able to like do. That's going to be if Bitcoin is not going to have another corrective wave structure. What if Bitcoin decides to have another corrective wave structure like we are having right now? Because right now we are having some corrective wave structures, if I can put it that way. Yeah, let me just show you. This is a corrective wave structure right over here. This is another corrective wave structure. That was a corrective wave structure there. What if Bitcoin decides to do another one? Like, who knows? But that is very unlikely. So I'm really crossing my fingers and just trying to survive the coming weeks, the coming 2 weeks or something. Then we're going to see where the next direction of Bitcoin is going to go. But due to the fact that everybody is expecting the price of Bitcoin, you know, to go to about 1,000 US dollars or 2,000 US dollars, then the likelihood of Bitcoin doing that is going to be very, very low, because it might just end up going up. So we are going to find that out a little bit later. Remember what I told you? Stop using hope. Never ever trade with hope. Never ever do wishful trading, because you're just going to end up losing money. All you have to do is follow the blueprint. The blueprint is written in the charts. Let me, for example, give you another scenario that I'm actually, you know, looking out for in case it happens. Like right around here, before the price of Bitcoin actually declined, before it actually went down. I hope you guys are able to see this, right? This was that crazy drop from about 6,000 US dollars all the way to about 3,000 US dollars. Like before it actually dropped down, did you see this? This was an idea. It was a clue. You know, you could have been able to like you know, check out the situation and you would have been able to know that the price of Bitcoin was going to break down, because, you know, like the more you keep on bouncing on the same area for a long time, the high likelihood of the price breaking that support. So what we really need for Bitcoin to do is once it's done with this corrective wave structure, right, it just needs to like move very crazy. Like the volume has to be tremendously, it has to be way too much, because we don't want to like stay in this price point for a very long time. We don't want to be moving sideways like that, because the more we move sideways in this price point, the higher the likelihood of us breaking down to the downside. So we do not want that scenario to happen. And the other clue that you guys would have used is obviously using the Bollinger bands. Like for example, if we check out the Bollinger bands, right, you guys I have been telling you that the more you know, the tighter the Bollinger bands are, the higher likelihood of volatility to come in. And if you guys were able to like see and observe the fact that the price of Bitcoin was actually bouncing right over here, it was like very stable, like right around this support area, the higher likelihood it would have gone, you know, towards the downside, because you are even having the Bollinger bands contracting right over here. You had like the maximum amount of non-volatility right around here, and this was where the breakdown actually happened. So if this is going to be the other scenario that we're going to have, then expect a downward momentum. Like, you know, we can even have the price of Bitcoin right now. Right now the price of Bitcoin is about 3,400, right? We can have about 1,500 if this scenario happens where the price of Bitcoin doesn't really move. So what we really need the price of Bitcoin to do is like, once we really finish correcting right over here, we need to have massive volume, you know, just crashing it to the upside, and then we are definitely going to be good. So you guys have got this scenario. So right now, do not worry about anything. We are done doing the 1 2 3 type of wave correction over here. So you guys can actually trade the WXY formation right over there. You can trade alternative cryptocurrencies. So right now, let's look at Tron, because I really think Tron is absolutely going to crash it as well, because this thing is at the verge of going parabolic. So there's a few things that you guys can do. As you guys can see, it didn't really drop that much as compared to a lot of alternative cryptocurrencies. So right now, let me just look at the trending cryptocurrencies, the gainers and the losers. Yeah, let's look at the losers right now. Do we have any Tron? What percentage did it drop by? Well, let me go to 7 days. I can't really find it, but it didn't really drop as much as a lot of other alternative cryptocurrencies. So this one is doing very well. I don't really know why a lot of people are you know, having so much faith in Tron, but I don't really care. All I care about is me making money off of it. So as you can see, this was the recent low. This happened yesterday, right? And then now we are having a little bit of consolidation. We are moving towards the upside, you know, Tron, we're trying to like crash this area. So right around this part right over here, right, we failed to crash this area. Let me just move it up a little bit. I hope you guys can see that. Do you guys see the top right over here, right? So this was happening due to the fact that Bitcoin crashed. So this is one of the reasons we actually didn't manage to like crash this area, because wherever Bitcoin goes, that's where a lot of alternative cryptocurrencies usually go. So now that we know that the price of Bitcoin is going to be sort of stable, it's going to be consolidating, it's going to be moving sideways, right? Then we've got a short window period where we can trade a few alternative cryptocurrencies. Yeah, so what I am planning to do is I'm planning to get in at a very strategic price point. Like right now, I don't really want to wait for Tron to do this, go up, go down, then finally break out. No, I only want to trade the breakout. So this is a very risky method, and I wouldn't encourage you guys to do this unless you've got like a decent portfolio so that you can actually play with a little bit of money. But what I'm trying to do is only trade the breakout. So as you guys can see, this right over here is the resistance, if I might put it that way. So this, the top of this wick and the top of that wick. So the thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to put my buy signal like just 1 pip above this resistance right over there, because I know for a fact that once we get to crash this resistance right over here, there's going to be a lot of volume, there's going to be a lot of upward momentum. If we had to go back, the price of Tron actually behaved the same. Like, do you guys see this area? We're actually repeating the same type of deal right over here. Like once there was a little bit of resistance here, there's the top there, there's another top right over there, and then there's also this part where Tron was pretty much doing the same stuff, right? As you can see, we are trying to push up and move forward as well. Okay, so what's really going to happen is eventually the price of Tron is really going to like crash this area with a lot of volume, just like it did right over here. Do you guys see that? And you guys are not really going to have any moment to react. You're not really going to see this coming. So what I'm about to do, right, just like I know for a fact that there's going to be a lot of volume and this thing is going to happen like in a flash of a second, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my buy triggers like right above this area, like just 1 pip above this area. Like once the price of Tron goes above this area, right, I'm going to put my buy orders, let's say for example right around this area. Like I'm going to have my buy triggers once the price of Bitcoin once the price of Tron crashes this area, I'm going to put my trigger right around that area, because I want to only get in when there's a lot of momentum. Of course, this can also go the other way around. I can end up losing money, but if you look at the risk and the reward ratio, right, it actually makes a lot of sense for me to actually do this, because I know for a fact that there's been resistance here and there. So the smartest thing that I can do is put a buy signal like whenever it slightly crosses this price point, because when I know that the price point has been crashed, there's a high likelihood of the price of Tron going parabolically high, and I can actually benefit from that trade. So that's one of the things that I'm going to be doing. Or I can try to get in as low as I can. I don't know, like once Tron gets a little bit of consolidation, once it drops as well, then I can try to buy here. Then I can wait for the price of Tron to go up eventually, but I don't really have a lot of time to do that. I would rather trade the breakout. But however, this is a very, very risky trade, because sometimes it might have a false breakout. But according to what has been happening to Tron in the past, right, it rarely has false breakouts. Like if you guys observe this area, this wasn't a false breakout like once it crashed this area. So this is one of the reasons I'm actually 100% sure that that is really going to end up performing tremendously well, as you guys can see. So those are the trading ideas that I have. I hope you guys got a little thing or two from the trades that I'm going to be making, and I hope that you guys are going to be able to like simulate and do this on your own personal trades, because there's a lot of opportunities out there. There's a lot of things that you guys can be doing rather than, you know, just complaining and waiting for the price of Bitcoin, you know, to go up, because you can actually get to make money on the price, whether the price goes down or whether the price doesn't go down. So I really encourage you guys to like join Bitmex. The link is going to be in the description. So if you guys have never ever done leverage trading, tomorrow I'm going to have a tutorial on how you guys can actually trade Bitmex with leverage, and how you guys can actually benefit from the price of Bitcoin going up or down. Ooh, right now we are having a little bit of growth. We are having very good price consolidation, just like I told you. So right now let's look at the price of Bitcoin on Bitmex. As you guys can see, we are trying to do the WXY type of thing. So yeah, hopefully my buy orders are going to be filled a little bit later. Hopefully I'm going to be able to get to buy in. I'm expecting the price of Bitcoin to have like one slight pullback as well. I'm really hoping that that's going to happen. So in case my buy order doesn't really get filled in, I'm just going to simply wait for the price of Bitcoin to go right around this area, and then I'm going to short it. Then I'm going to buy in right around this area as well. I'm going to go long, then short it as well right over there. So I've got about 3 trading scenarios. Actually, I've got 4 trading scenarios. The first trading scenario that I have, that I told you guys, is I'm going to be you know, trying to catch Bitcoin on the next week down. If it's going to have like another pullback, if it's not going to have another pullback, then I'm just going to wait for the price of Bitcoin to go to that area, then short it from there. Then I'm going to buy from over here. Then I'm going to this is going to be a very tricky scenario because we don't really know exactly where the price of Bitcoin is going to go. So I'm not really going to do anything right around this area because we are very uncertain of where the price of Bitcoin is going to go. So I'm really expecting another, you know, about 1%, anywhere between 1% to about 2% decrease in price right over there. Then I can hopefully catch it on the wick down. Then yeah, just get to do my thing. Then I also have this Tron trade that I'm looking forward to, and hopefully I'm going to be able to crash it in case it doesn't really do what I was expecting it to do. Well, I'm just going to come up with some other you know, trading opportunities out there, because there's a lot of things that you guys can actually do. There's Ethereum, there's Ripple, there's a whole lot of stuff. So I hope you guys really got a thing or two. I hope I didn't ramble that much. I hope you really enjoyed, and this thing was full of you know, basic information that you guys can actually get to implement on yourselves. And right now, if you look at the indicators that I'm using, I'm really using just a few indicators. I'm only using Bollinger Bands, Fractals, and Ichimuku. So if you guys really want me to go into detail of how I actually get to like use these few indicators, please let me know in the comment section below. So subscribe, hit the like button, and I'm obviously going to be talking to you guys tomorrow. So yeah, happy trading, enjoy, be good, stay safe, and happy trading.